In the words of the notorious B.I.G., more money, more problems. Like people really think like the more money I get, the more problems that I can solve. And this is what happened with what 2024. 2024, everybody was trying to get more and more money. Like, oh, we gotta raise more money to buy more athletes. We gotta raise more money to build a team. You raised money and you had no plan on how you was gonna manage that money. It caused more issues. Contracts wasn't written right. Athletes felt like they had way more power. You had lawsuits from this school to this athlete. You had this buyout happening, but y'all went and raised more money though. Like you went and raised more money. You had a bigger pot, thinking you were going to solve an issue of recruiting the best athletes, thinking you was going to solve the issue of building a championship team. You raised more money. You had the big donors. You had, all these commitments, and yet you still didn't sign a good recruiting class. You still didn't keep the player. So money don't solve the issues. It doesn't solve the problem. In fact, it creates more problem to solve. If you got more money, you have more problem to solve. So if you never had a plan on solving your problems on the front end, and you just created more that more money created, you're setting yourself up for failure, right? You think about anybody, and maybe you haven't had millions, but anybody who came into money, whether it was more donor money, more business money, a lottery, or you got a little refund check, whatever it is, you get more money, you start finding things to buy. And when you find things to buy, you don't even do the due diligence. So you just buy it. And when you buy it, you didn't realize it's going to come with all of this. And you look at yourself and you say, man, I got to get more money. Like that's the solve. I got to get more money to buy more things. And then when I buy more things and the problems come, I got to get more money to solve these problems. But it's like you just keep getting more money. You've never solved the issue. You just kept getting more money. And where I see the college athletic space at is right now, it's everybody who thought the the issue was going to go get more money or seeing the consequences of more money. You had no plan in place. Your personnel who was managing the money were coaches, or they were recruiters, or they were fans, or they were people who never been on this level, right? I tell you all the time that professional athletics isn't collegiate athletics. You can't solve college athletic problems with pro people because the objective is to go up, not to come back. Because when you come back, you're trying to bring a concept that doesn't work on this level. So you're paying more money for a professional sports guy to come down on the collegiate level, but they haven't understood this level. So you're spending all this money for these personnel people or the ones who you think are going to solve the issue you have. And it creates more problems because they're coming in with a worldview that doesn't match this level. You want to go get the best athlete. Getting the best athlete requires you to get more money. Okay. But he comes in though, he's still that same athlete that you was going to recruit 5 years ago when there wasn't any money involved. How'd you get him here? So what I realized is that money doesn't solve the issue. It actually has exposed the transactional relationship that already existed between the schools and athletes. Because there was never any loyalty to your school. It was just transactional. As long as I can play, as long as I'm getting film, I'll stay on your team. The moment I couldn't play no more, and you brought somebody else in, I want to transfer. I transfer, now I want to play at this school. Then it was like, well, this guy's better than you. You try to transfer again, then you couldn't. So they solved the issue by doing what? Unlimited transfers. That didn't solve the issue either. you still have adding more gifts, adding more incentives. It didn't solve the issue. It made it worse because you never sat down and said, okay, what's the foundation? What are we doing? And now you throwing it in and the money. You'll have an athlete leave a program for another program to go play, and everybody would think they left to go chase the bag. But then you'll have some that'll leave to go chase the bag and don't play. Those are still the same athletes. You got some athletes who are okay with walking on. They're not there for the money. They want to be a part of the team. You have some athletes that's like, bruh, I don't care what it is. I just want to play. I was one of them. I just want to play guys. Okay? He just want to play. So throwing more money at him, if he ain't playing, that money doesn't resonate with him. Hey, I want to be on scholarship. I want a new apartment. I want a car. I want the those were athletes too in 2010. These are the same three type of athletes. The ones who just want to be here, don't care about nothing else. I'm just happy to be around a team. I'm happy to wear a logo. I'm happy to wear a gear. I'm thankful. You got the ones that say, bro, all I want to do is play. You put me on the field, and I'm gonna give them all. I run through a brick wall for you. But then you got the other ones that's like, the ones I get to shine. I want number one. I want the number one jersey. I want all the gear. I want those athletes haven't changed. So if you ignore that and just say, let's just give them more money, you just gave more money to an athlete who didn't care either which way. They wanted something that money didn't buy. Or you gave it to an athlete who more money is never going to be enough. I want to always feel loved. I want to always be recruited and courted. So you're going to always give him more money. And he's not performing better. He's not doing more. He just riding off of what he used to be. And you're giving him more money and more money and more money. So I started asking myself, like, what if money doesn't remove the problems? What are we doing? What are we actually doing? Like, got the board up, looking at these guys, and you're saying, okay, he's gonna cost this, he's gonna cost this, he's gonna cost this. And then you say, okay, remove money off of it. Why are we bringing them here? What are they gonna do for this team? How are they gonna match with this? Do you think they're going to match up with this guy who's already on the team? If we bring this guy in, does this guy leave? If this guy leaves, do we need this guy? Because if he leaves and we really needed him, do we really want him? You can't just say, yeah, let's just give him more money to make him happy. But he's not here for the money. He was already good with the money that we gave him. That guy came here for the money. It's probably not a good idea. But in this world, in this rare share space, it's like, gotta give more money. Gotta give more money. More money, like BIG said, more problems. And most programs and most companies and businesses don't have a solution for the problem that they created with more money, right? You remember during COVID when everybody was getting all that money. Now everybody's stressed out because that money's gone. Because they never had a plan. It created more issues. People ended up in worse positions than they were before COVID. But everybody had a lot more money during COVID. Now what? So it's kind of one of those things where if I'm talking to anybody, do we understand the obligations? Do we understand the incentives? And do we have the right leadership structure in place to bring in more money? Because the more money you spend on your roster and your team, the more leadership is going to be required. Because you got to manage all these people. You got to manage these people who probably are making more than your subordinates. That's a tough position to be in. Like imagine you're the executive level and your interns are making more money than your lowest employees, but your lowest employees are doing a lot of work. It's hard to manage that if you don't have no real leaders in place and no people who can make real decisions. So in this college space, one of the worst lines, worst mindset is we got to get more money. As soon as you get more money, more problem open up. And if you don't have any leadership in place, if you don't have no plans in place, if you don't have no system in place, if you don't have no governance in place, more money will take you down faster than having no money.